Hey Vision Chasers, it's Dr. Bird here. Imagine having a conversation with someone you're trying to convince that water is wet, or that the sun is hot, or that ice is cold. Imagine that conversation. I think that inevitably you would get to a point where you were frustrated, or maybe just tired of having a conversation, or maybe just realized that this conversation is just simply a waste of time. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to talk to this person anymore because I can't get that time back. So think about that, because that same rule applies to someone who can't receive correction. Someone who can't receive correction. People eventually they start to feel the same way. So it works like this. Let's say you're a student and your teacher has some concerns about your performance in class, or maybe even your behavior in class, and that person just get frustrated, they get defensive, and it makes them feel some kind of way, and there's always an excuse about why things are the way they are, and they just can't receive that correction and make those necessary adjustments. Or it could be someone who's in the workforce. They're out working, they're working on their job, and their boss comes up to them with some concerns and some much needed adjustments, and the person just gets defensive once again, and they just have all these excuses as to why things are the way they are, and they just won't receive the correction. There's always a point of deflection. They won't receive that correction. Well, again, that same rule applies as with the person who you have to convince that water is wet. Eventually, people get tired of having the discussion. And so as a student, obviously your teachers, your administrators, counselors, they obviously they can't quit on you. A good teacher, a good administrator, a good counselor, they will never quit on you. They'll continue to try to help you receive that correction. If you're difficult, if it's really difficult to correct you, they won't give up on you. But things are a little bit different when you graduate and you go out into what we call the real world and you get a job. It's a little bit different. If it's difficult to correct a person on a job, someone who works for the business, someone who gets paid, no. That's definitely different. No employer is going to continue to pay and put up with a difficult employee, someone who just cannot receive the correction. That person will be fired. That's the way it works. And so that's why it's very, very important that while you're in school, you're learning how to be coachable, be flexible, be able to receive that feedback and that constructive criticism. If you're making bad decisions and disrupting class and the teacher calls you out on it in a respectful manner, of course, you got to own that and understand that now it's time to make some adjustments. The teacher is giving you much needed advice. So you've got to learn. That's your time to learn how to receive that correction and make those adjustments. Because if you don't, it may seem like you're getting over on your teachers and you're able to do what you want to do, but I'm telling you that is dangerous, because life does not put up with someone who is unwilling to make necessary adjustments, someone who is unwilling to receive correction. And life is very difficult for that kind of person. And I don't want that to happen to you, because that's not what Vision Chasers do. Vision Chasers, they seek correction. They seek feedback that they need so that they can make the necessary adjustments. And it is very, very easy to talk to a vision chaser and let them know, hey, these are some things that I think you really need to work on, because you did this over here, and maybe the results would have been better had you done X, Y, and Z. So next time I want you to think about that, and I want you to work on those things. And it's fine. It's fine with the vision chaser, because they understand that feedback is very, very valuable, because it's going to help them chase their vision of success. Remember, feedback is not to hurt you. feedback from someone who really cares about you, it's supposed to help you. It's for your good. It's good for the present and it's good for the future as well. So the takeaway, remain coachable. Allow people to speak into your life and correct you when you're doing wrong. Don't try to deflect on anybody else, what anybody else is doing. Focus on yourself and what adjustments you need to make. That's what vision chasers do. So think about that. And until we meet again, please keep chasing the vision. Bye.